Hey everyone, so today I have a MAC and Sephora haul for you, and yes, I went off my budget and I bought things that I wasn't supposed to buy, but you know how that goes. I'm sure that happens to you guys too, right? You just go a little crazy sometimes and say, oh, I have to have this. So here's what I got. Let's start with Sephora. I have been wanting to get Illamasqua for a long time, and no matter what Sephora I went to, they didn't carry Illamasqua. Well, I finally found that information out, and it's not on the Sephora website. So if you would like to try Illamasqua, go on the Illamasqua website, and it actually lists which Sephoras have their products. So that's how I found that information out. And I had heard that their powder blushes were very good. So I got Hussy, which looks like that, kind of cool packaging. And here's what it looks like, and I am wearing it today. And this is extremely pigmented. These are, they're pigmented like a NARS blush, but the formula is quite different than NARS. These are very, like, silky. Let me swatch it for you. And that's what it looks like. And I went kind of heavy on it today because it had been a while since I used a blush that was this pigmented. So I know I have a lot of blush on, but the rest of my makeup is kind of subtle, so I figured maybe that would balance it out a bit. But yeah, this is like a bright pink blush. And I really like the color, and I think it's a good color for me, but I think it would actually look good on pretty much everyone. This is just one of those colors that I think anybody could wear, and depending on what you put with it for makeup, have it look good. So I'm very happy that I finally have an Illamasqua blush, and I really do like the formula on this, and of course now I want more. But it's going to be a while before I can get any more of these. They're $24 a piece, so I just got that one. And I thought that I was all done with what I was buying at Sephora, but then I got up to the register and she informed me that I had reached the 500 point perk on the rewards program. And oh my god, I was so ecstatic because I've actually been shopping at Sephora for probably 2.5 years to reach this point, because I don't really buy that much stuff at Sephora because everything is so expensive. So finally I reached my 500 point perk, and I was thrilled with what it was. And you don't have to cash those points in until you want to, but I was very happy with what that perk was, so I decided to go for it. But if you don't like what the reward is, you can just hang on to those points and wait until they have something that you do want. But anyway, this month it is a Tarte kit. It's the Intro to Amazonian Clay Try Me kit, and it has a whole bunch of products in it from Tarte, which is great because I don't have anything by that brand. So now I get to try out 5 products from that brand, and let me show you what is in that kit. You get a Tarte Emphasize Inner Rim Eye Pencil, and this is in black, and I have this on right now, and my initial impression of it is that it's a very hard pencil, so it was kind of difficult to apply. And it's also a very subtle pencil. It's not extremely pigmented, and I do like it though because it's just the right amount, like, of eyeliner. Like, a lot of my eyeliners are so soft and so pigmented that when you put them on, it's almost like too much, if you know what I mean. So I do like this. It's sounding like I don't like it because I'm saying it's not pigmented. But I actually do like the way it looks on. It's just a little hard to work with though. You know, you have to keep going over and over in it to get the line that you want. So I do like that. And then you get a Lip Surgeon's Natural Matte Lip Tint in Lively. And I've only owned one other lip tint in my life, and it was one by Revlon, and I didn't really care for it. And ironically, the color was very similar to this, but this I do like. It's very easy to apply. It's a pretty color. It's not drying on your lips. It's a really great formula. I put it on the other day when I got it. I put this on the day that I bought it, or I didn't buy it, it was free. But you know what I mean. I tried it out that first day, and I like it a lot. It's really great. It's, I don't know, I don't have anything bad to say about it. I like everything about it. So that's a winner also. And then you get a small tube of Tarte Recreate silicone-free primer with wrinkle rewind technology. So how perfect is that to give that to an older person? I did use this under my makeup today, but I don't know, primers are kind of hard to judge unless you use them every day consistently for a while. You can't really tell how it's working, but so I used that today, and the jury is still out on that, but I do have that on underneath my makeup. And then you get a Park Avenue Princess Amazonian Clay Bronzer, and this is what this looks like. To be honest with you, if you have very pale skin with pink undertones, bronzer, in my opinion, really doesn't look that great. And this is kind of a golden bronzer, so that especially is not going to look good on me. But, you know, it's nice to have these things in your collection to play around with. If I get a little bit of a tan in the summer, then it would be more likely to look okay on me. But right now, at the end of winter, bronzer is just not going to do anything for me. But yeah, maybe this summer I'll try this out and see how it looks, and if not, I can maybe use it as a contour, but again, I'm not really somebody who likes to contour a lot, but it's nice to have anyway. And then you also get a sample of Tarte Smooth Operator Micronized Clay Finishing Powder, and I did try to use this today, but I shouldn't have even bothered because with the foundation that I have on, it isn't a good product to combine with the foundation that I used today. I'm going to try this again with a better, heavier foundation because the foundation I have on today is very light. So what I did was I put this on, and then I could see that it wasn't going to work well with the foundation that I had on, so I put another powder on top of that to get the coverage that I wanted. So I haven't given this a fair shot yet, but my initial impression of it is it reminds me a lot of the MAC, what is that called? I'll put an annotation down below when I think of the name of that. I can't think of it off the... Prep and Prime, that's what it is. It reminds me a lot of the MAC Prep and Prime powder in terms of the texture and coverage and all that. So it seems to be a very good powder, but I really need to try that out with a different foundation. And then I went to the MAC store, and I'm still collecting the eyeshadows from the MAC Permanent line, and I've been playing around a lot with my neutrals lately again, and so I decided to get 3 neutrals that could be used in a variety of different ways. And what I got was Wedge. You know what, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see these inside the package, so I'll take them out for you. Okay, here we go. Wedge, which, you know, everybody has heard of Wedge. And I also got Kid. And all 3 of these, by the way, are going to look very similar, but when you're really into makeup, you can see the subtle differences. So here's Kid. And the third one I got is Charcoal Brown, which I don't even know why they call this Charcoal Brown, because this looks nothing like charcoal. And it's not even really that brown. I mean, it's in the brown family, but it's so light. It's just like those other two. So I can see the difference. As a matter of fact, let me hold all three of them up together just so you can see the difference between the three, because they are quite similar. And there we go. So those are all going to be very versatile, and I'll be able to use those in a lot of different ways. And someday I would love to have all the MAC eyeshadows that are in the permanent line anyway. Obviously you can never have all the MAC eyeshadows because they are constantly coming out with new limited edition collections, but yeah, someday I would love to have all of them. And I do use them a lot in a variety of different ways. As a matter of fact, I was playing around with my makeup today and found a way to use a couple of MAC products together that I had not used before. And if you want to see what I'm talking about, in the description box I always list all the products that I'm wearing, so check out what I'm wearing on my eyes today and you'll see what I mean, because these two eye products ended up going together really well, and I was just tickled pink that I had discovered this by experimenting with my makeup. Anyway, the last thing that I got at MAC was something that's been around forever, and I just never tried it before, but I've always wanted to try it, and that is a MAC paint. And all this is really is, it's like a paint pot, but it comes in a little tube. And I thought this might be a good thing, because with the paint pots, you either use a brush or you can use your finger. But I don't like sticking my finger in like little jars, because then the product like gets behind your fingernail and stuff, and it's just gross. I don't know, it's just unsanitary. But sometimes I do like to use my fingers when I'm applying makeup products. Most of the time I do use a brush, but sometimes I like to use my finger. And I thought this might be easier because you can just put a little tiny bit either on your hand, or you can just squeeze a little bit from the tube right onto your finger and then apply it. And just in case you don't know, a MAC paint is usually used as an eyeshadow base. It can be used just as an eyeshadow itself. It's technically a cream eyeshadow, but most people just use this as a base. And it is exactly like a paint pot, but it's in a tube form. So anyway, I got bare canvas, and the equivalent of this in a paint pot would probably be, I'd say soft ochre is the color that it most resembles to me. Yeah, it's not exactly, but it's somewhere between soft ochre and painterly, I would say, in that range. So that's that anyway, and I haven't used that yet, but I'm kind of curious about it to see if it is the same texture as a paint pot. But oh yeah, the other reason why I wanted to get this is because I thought that this would be less likely to dry up if it's in a tube instead of in a jar. That's just a theory I had, but we'll see how that pans out. So if you have any questions about anything that I showed, I'd be happy to answer them for you. I haven't used all these products yet, so I'll have to let you know if it's something I haven't tried out yet. But that's it for my haul, and everything that I'm wearing, makeup, jewelry, clothing, will be listed in the description box like I mentioned before, and I'll see you next time. Bye.